Hey guys, Mixed Media Girl here. Today we're going to do an acrylic pour on a vase. This is one of my favorite things to pour on, and I'm going to be using warm colors. I know I like to use a lot of cool colors, so today we'll go ahead and do warm. I'm using all Mixed Media Girl paints. I'll tell you the colors as I go. So we've got some white, definitely going to use some metallics, so that's some gold, some copper, and then we're going to add in some reds. Merlot, which is one of my favorite colors of all time. Some royal purple, nice deep warm purple, and we'll use some primary red, and then I'm going to add in some golden sun. This is a brand new color. It's a metallic golden yellow. I think it's gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna just cycle back through some of these and I'll explain what I'm doing as I go. So this is a 10 by 10 canvas. For that, I know I need about 6.5 ounces of paint. Now I can use that same amount to paint over a vase, and that will cover both the vase and the canvas because the vase really doesn't need a lot of paint. So most of that's gonna go onto the canvas. One other thing to keep in mind is that whatever color you put into your cup first, that's going to end up on, I'm going to add a little bit of Fairy Dreams. This is a rose gold. That's going to end up on the vase primarily. So I put white and gold and copper in there first. So that'll probably be the main colors on the vase, along with hopefully some of those reds. I'm doing this as a dirty pour. Oh, let me explain my setup. So I didn't do anything to prep the vase other than cleaning it with rubbing alcohol. If you don't have rubbing alcohol, just go ahead and clean it with water. I have a cup here that raises it off of the canvas several inches. You need to do that, otherwise you have no way to move the vase off the canvas without touching the vase. And that's really all there is to it. Now I'm going to go ahead and just pour. This is going to be nice, hopefully like really beautiful, deep colors. I may not pour all that white out, but let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. That is gorgeous. I'm going to bring you down quickly for a side view, so you can see all this gorgeousness running down. And it's going to just keep running and running. So I like to let this sit and run for several minutes, usually 2 to 5 minutes. 2 is sufficient. 5 is great because then you have more paint on your canvas. But you know, 2 is definitely sufficient. So I'm going to go ahead and let that run, and then we'll be back to do the canvas. All right, it's been a couple minutes. I'm going to go ahead and carefully lift it up by the cup and move this to the side. Now, if you do accidentally touch the bottom of your vase a little bit, don't stress too much because it's going to continue running. And maybe if you got a fingerprint or anything on that rim, it will just never be there, basically. Now we're going to go ahead and do the canvas. This is definitely some interesting colors here. You guys probably know, if you've been watching my channel for a bit, that I tend to lean towards cool colors. So this is definitely a little bit unusual for me, but man, am I loving these colors. Gorgeous. And lots of metallics in here. So the cool thing about doing a pour on a vase too is you're going to get a pattern on the canvas that you wouldn't get otherwise. You can probably see it gives you a bit of a feathered look. So you'll have kind of a center point where the cup was sitting, and then around it you have these kind of feathers. So you can use this to make like phoenix or peacock inspired pours. It's such a great and easy technique. And the vase just comes out gorgeous. All right, let's go ahead and bring you guys in for a close-up, and then I'll quickly explain how I seal everything. All right, here is the vase. Look how stinking gorgeous that is. So beautiful. So it's going to change a little bit between now and when it dries, but not too much because it's already been dripping for a while. And because the paint's pretty thin on here, these dry fairly quickly. Now remember, I put white in there first, so that's primarily what came out on the vase and not as much on the canvas. Here's our canvas. You can see a lot of that shimmer from those metallics. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay. Now, a very frequent question I get is, how do I seal these? So the canvas, you can seal it any which way you want. It's going to go up on a wall. It's not going to have water in or on it. So just seal it however you want, with a varnish, with a resin, with, you know, any kind of sealant whatsoever. The vase, on the other hand, it's going to be used. It's going to have water in it, and you want to really seal it. So I seal my vases with resin. I'm going to show you one here. And that gives it this gorgeous glass-like, like marbled glass look that you're not going to really get with anything else. So that is my recommendation for your vases. If you look down in the description of this video, I'm going to post a couple videos on a link for a video on how I seal the vases with resin. You can do it with a cup turner, which is my preference, or without a cup turner. So I'll post a link for each of those so you can see how it goes. If you absolutely do not want to use resin, you can use another sealer like the Rust-Oleum engine enamel. That works fairly well. You just will have to be more delicate with it. And what I've noticed with the enamels is it can sometimes remain slightly sticky. So you just have to kind of watch out for that. But that's, if you absolutely don't want to use resin, go ahead and use something like that. It will work. You just got to be a little more careful with it. I recommend resin. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you all next time.